Thank you all for joining me. It's the February edition of the BidCentral platform demo. And it's a lovely day here in Victoria. Sun is shining, and so I hope it's the same where you are. We'll try and get through this as quickly as we can, and you can get out there and enjoy the sunshine. The purpose of the call today is just to introduce you a little bit about who BidCentral is, and then dive into the platform and walk through some of the features and go from there. If you have any questions at any time, use the chat box, put your question in. I'd be happy to answer them as we go along. All right. So a little bit about us. Who is BidCentral? BidCentral is BC's largest construction bidding marketplace. We are built by the construction industry for the construction industry. So what I mean by that is that BidCentral is a company within the BC Construction Association. And within the BC Construction Association, there's 4 regions around the province. You've got the Northern Region, Southern Interior, the Vancouver Island Construction Association, and the Vancouver Regional Construction Association. So we have representation around the province. We advocate for the industry in the province. And finally, we have thousands of projects at your fingertips, dating back to years gone by. Some of the frequently asked questions I get, I just wanted to address them here. So who's BidCentral for, and what's the value? So there's a few main different types of customers that use BidCentral, but it's pretty wide as far as who you are. If you service the construction industry in any way, shape, or form, BidCentral is there for you. So in general, to start with, you've got general contractors. That's kind of a given. They can go in there and find projects and bid on projects. Also, you've got subcontractors that use the site. They can also bid on projects, and they can also use the site as a sales tool to be able to reach out to general contractors that are bidding on these larger projects and participate in these bigger projects as a subcontractor. You've also got manufacturers and suppliers that use the site because whenever there's a project, they're going to be requiring different products or different services. So if you're a manufacturer and supplier, then it's a great sales tool for you guys to be able to go in there and find projects that would require your products and services and promote those products to the people using the site and are bidding on these projects. And then in addition to that, there's a whole bunch of other companies that would use the site as well. Architects being one of them, project consultants, signage companies, security companies, and any kind of business that services the construction space in any way can benefit from the content on this platform. And where do the projects come from? So the projects are sourced from a number of different areas. The first one being the 4 regions that I mentioned earlier around the province. They're dialed into project owners in the province that have projects that are looking to get them promoted. So they work with the project owners closely to get their projects posted on BidCentral. In addition to that, we source projects from other websites, so we aggregate them all into one website to make it easier for you guys, so you don't have to log into 10 different sites to find projects. So BC Bid is one of them, and a number of other bidding websites online. How often are these projects updated? Well, we strive to get them updated as close to real time as possible. I know a number of the other websites out there can be slow to get their projects updated. We try to have our projects updated within a day of an update happening, usually much sooner. So things like addendas being posted or notifications of site visits, we try to get those updated as close to real time as possible. Another common one I get is, am I too big or am I too small for BidCentral? And the answer to that really is no. Regardless of the size of your business, if you work in the construction space at all, then the content and the projects on this site is going to be applicable to you. And finally, another one I get quite often is, how can I post a project? Right now, you can go on our website and you can click a link at the top that says post a project. That puts it to me, and then I work with you to get it posted. But coming very soon, will streamline that process so you can actually just post the project from within the platform itself. Which is a good segue to a big announcement that we wanted to make. We are pleased to announce that we're going to be launching a revamped platform towards the end of March, early April, and some of the features or the benefits to you of that platform launch would be an enhanced interface. So the BidCentral platform will kind of go through a big enhancement where it will be mobile responsive, so you can access it from your mobile phone or tablet while you're on the site. It's going to be a cleaner interface, much easier to use, much easier to navigate. More features. So everything that we have today will be launched, and then on top of that, we'll be rolling out new features. Things like opportunity matching will still be available, but we'll also be launching a new feature called product matching, which will let you put in keywords for specific brands or products, and we can notify you if they're specified in the project details. Other things like I mentioned earlier, post a project will be coming, and a whole bunch of other things that you guys have requested when you did the survey. And finally, and probably most importantly, is more projects. We all want more projects on the site, and so we're working diligently to get more projects added. With the launch of the new platform, there'll be probably about 25 to 50% more projects up on the site too. So we're very excited about that. I hope you guys are too. And stay tuned because I'll be emailing you with some updates on that, and there'll be some things that you guys need to do to get ready for the new platform. So stay tuned on that. And let's dive into the current platform. Again, hopefully everyone can see my screen okay. If you can't, just send a message on the chat and we can look into it. But let's get started. So I'm logged into the BidCentral platform as a premium user, which means I get unlimited access to all the content on the site, not just open projects, but pre-bid and open awarded projects throughout the province. So I'm logged in, I'm looking at the dashboard. This should look very familiar to you guys if you've ever logged into BidCentral. So I'm just going to go through the dashboard right now. So over here we've got the project quick search, which is a very basic search tool to be able to find projects. I'm going to go into more detail on how to find projects fairly soon. I always recommend using the advanced search as a more thorough way to find projects. If we look at the quick search for a second, just looking at some of the statuses here, I mentioned before, open, those are projects that are active and open. Bid results, where we've received the results of the bids. Awarded projects, who it was awarded to. Cancelled projects, pre-bid projects. So pre-bid are projects that are coming down the pipeline. They're still in the design and develop drawing stages. They're not ready for bidding yet, but these are really helpful for you to know, what's coming down the pipeline so that you can allocate your resources, whether it's staffing or equipment or what have you, to be able to prepare yourself for those projects that are coming. And then on hold, closed, results not available, and shortlisted proponents are fairly self-explanatory. And then we've got the different hosts. So what we've done is we've taken the projects and we've broken them into different geographic regions around the province. So Northern region, and then you've got the Southern Interior, the Vancouver Island, and the Vancouver region. So if you service the Greater Vancouver area, then you'll be searching Vancouver Regional Construction Association, or if you work on the island, you just select Vancouver Island. Moving on from there, we've got the bid closing schedule. This is a calendar where you can click on the dates and it will show you any projects that are closing on that particular date. And then you can click on the links there and open it in a new tab. You can also filter that by the different regions too. So if I'm in the Southern Interior, this is the list of the projects that are closing today and at what time. If you've been invited to any projects, which premium customers will be invited to private projects, they'll show up here as well under My Invited Projects. Then on the right-hand side, you've got some ready-made searches that you can click on that will load, for example, all current projects, or if you want to see anything new in the past day, or in the past week, or by region, or bid results, the awarded projects. These are all just make it easier. We put them here to make it easier for you to access those projects without having to go through fiddling with different search things. So that's the searches there on the right-hand side. And so now what we're going to do is dive into the advanced search. So click on the advanced search box here. Oh, it looks like we got a question here. What's the cost for a premium membership? The cost for a premium membership is $79 a month or $875 per year. And also, if you're a member of one of our regional construction associations, so VRCA, VICA, NRCA, or SECA, you get 60% off that too. So that's a great deal. Thank you for the question. Okay, so jumping into the advanced search, we're going to do a keyword search. So I'm going to put, oops, if I can type, electrical. So I'm going to search for electrical projects. And I want to tick this box that says include document search. So what that does is it doesn't just search the title and the description of the project. It also searches within all of the attachments, the project files for this particular search term, so you get more results. And I just want to look for open projects, and I want to look for open projects in the Vancouver region. Now you notice when I clicked on include document search, there's advanced search fields that come up, and this just allows you to refine the search a bit more. So what I want to do is I want to find any new project, let's say in the past 90 days, that have the word electrical in it in the Vancouver region. So that's what it looks like there. You can go through here and you can refine the search even more by selecting a region or a city or different a whole bunch of different filters. I always recommend just keeping it really generic like this. That way you don't get stuck, with a 100-mile house being your default option, and then you can't find any projects. I always recommend keeping it as broad as possible and then narrowing it down from there. So that's how you search. So what I want to do now is, I do this search term all the time, so I don't want to have to keep going in here and ticking all these boxes and typing all this. So I want to save this search so I don't have to keep doing it every time. So I'm going to click Save New Search, and then it's going to ask me for a name. And I will put in electrical in VRCA. So now it will save this search so I don't have to keep going back in and setting all these things. So if I jump back into my dashboard, you can see now that electrical in VRCA has been saved down there. So instead of having to go into the advanced search and changing all those things, I can just click this link, and it's going to go ahead and do that search for me. I got another question here. This is great. Loving the feedback. Can it show how long the project is? Well, when you search, like now, you've got the search results here, and you can see what the closing date is. So I think that answers your question. If it doesn't, let me know, and I can go into more detail. Okay, it does. Good. All right. So we've got the closing date here. We've got the project number, the description of the project. You can see that these have documents and what the status is and what the location is of that project. So you can click on one of these projects and it will open in a new tab, and then we can go in and look at the documents. But the other thing that you can do is you can select all of them or some of them, and you can go Show Bulletin Report. And what that will do is it will open a new tab with all of those projects that you selected, and it puts it into a bulletin format so that you can print them off. So for example, if you're going to be going on a road trip and you won't have internet access, you can take these and print them off, and that way you've got a hard copy of those projects. so that you can go through them. So what it does is it just takes them all and just puts them all together into one big list so that you can go through them. So looking at the projects here, you can see project number, when the close date is, if there's a site meeting, attendance is mandatory for that site meeting. The project details, it's a new construction, it's institutional, where you can access the documents. You can see under project contacts who the architect is and other relevant contacts. So if you're a manufacturer and supplier, or if you're, if you're not directly bidding on this, but you're interested in figuring out, how you can promote your products or services to these people, you've got the relevant contact information here for those contacts. Then also we can also show you who the plan holders are for that project. So these are the companies that have downloaded the plans for the project and have indicated their intent to bid on it. So if you're a subcontractor, these are the people that you want to say, hey, I'll do the electrical for that if you like. I can send you an estimate for the electrical, and that's how you would use the site. So we found one project that we like, and we want to go in and look at the details of that. So if you go back to this tab and then click on the link, it will load that project in a new tab. And this is just a bigger version of that bulletin that you saw before, a more expanded view. You can see all of the information again about this project, who the contacts are, what the plan holders are, and then up at the top here, you'll see a button that says View Documents. So when you click View Documents, it's going to say, this is the first time you're looking at this project. Do you want to subscribe for email updates? Do you want to add a link to your dashboard as a shortcut? Or just ask me next time? So now we've got a broken down list of all of the documents for this particular project. So we can look at the plans here, and it's broken down by architectural, structural, mechanical, electrical, which would be relevant to me if I'm an electrical company. You've got the plans, the docs, the specs. Any addendas, amendments that get added, they get posted under addendas, and so on and so forth. And you can click on those files and it will download them to your computer, like that. So there's a question here, would they post what they require for credentials? Yeah, so if they require bonding or specific certifications, then those will normally be specified in the actual in the documents here as you download them. So that's how you access the documents for the project. You can select them all and you can download them to make it quicker, or you can select individual files and download them. Now the other thing you can do while you're in the documents here is do a document search. And so what that lets you do is search within these files for a specific keyword. So I searched the electrical first, which is how I got to this project. Now I want to know where electrical shows up, and you can see here when I search electrical, these are the files within that project where the word electrical shows up, and you can click on the file name here, and it will take you straight to download it. So this is helpful if you do something very niche, or if you're a manufacturer, a supplier, and you're looking for a specific brand or product. You can figure out where it's being referenced in these files instead of having to sift through 20, 30 different files. You can just search here and figure out which file it's referenced in. So that will save you some time. The other things you can do under Tools is go into your notifications settings. So I want to get emailed every time there's an update to this project, so you can subscribe that way. Other things you can do is you can add it to your favorites. So you can add a shortcut to this project from your dashboard. You can also set a reminder as well. So this project closes, I don't know, let's say it closes at the end of the month. So I want to be reminded on February the 25th to remember to put my bid in. So you can go in here and say, remind me on the 25th to put the bid in. And now it will send you a notification or a reminder on the 25th to put the bid in. If you like what you see with this project and you want to set yourself as bidding, you can click I'm bidding, and then that will add you as a confirmed bidder on the project. So now if we jump back to the project sheet, you can see here that I'm a confirmed bidder for that project. So that is how to go in and how to find a project and how to access the documents and the contacts within that project. So the other thing I wanted to show you is the bulletin. The bulletin is I showed you a kind of a preview of it when you search for projects, but you can also just use the bulletin as a way to find or print off a list of all of the projects for your region or for your area. So you go into bulletins up at the top and select your region, so Vancouver Island in this case, and I want to look at the bulletins. You can also look at the tender reports, the awarded contracts and or awarded projects and the cancelled projects. But if I just click print bulletin here, it's going to take a bit just because it's such a big query, but I will show you the results here once it loads. Here we go. So this is just a big list of all the projects happening on Vancouver Island. And you can see, again, it should look very familiar to you. The project title, numbers, contacts, and then you can click on the title of the project and it will take you straight to that project as well. So that's the bulletin. And we're back at the dashboard. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you guys is the opportunity matching. So sometimes you don't always have, the time to go in and actually search for projects through the platform. So it would be nice to be notified if a new project gets added that meets your criteria, and you can do that using the opportunity matching. So you can set that up under My Account, and then Edit Opportunity Matching. And so there's two different things that you can set up here with opportunity matching. You can say, send me an email every day for any new projects that get added, and you can select your region. So if I tick all 4 boxes and then hit save, it's going to send me a daily email with a list of all the new projects that gets added in all 4 regions around the province. Or if I'm just interested in Vancouver Island, I can just save that and it will send me any new projects that are in Vancouver Island. Alternatively, you can go with this option and you can say by region with specified keywords. So I'm interested in, say I'm on Vancouver Island and I only service Vancouver Island, then I want to select Vancouver Island, and then I'm going to add keywords in here like so. So now what it will do, and you can see I added a couple earlier. I added electrical and electrical asterisk. So that uses a Boolean search term, so anything after electrical, such as electrical lighting or electrical wiring or electrical anything, will be included in that search. Otherwise, it would just do an exact search for the word lighting or electrical. So that's why I did one with the asterisk there. And you can play around with these search terms and find ones that I always recommend starting off with broad search terms and then just kind of narrowing it in until you've kind of honed in on the right keywords that gives you the right projects. So again, to recap this, we've got Vancouver Island selected as the region, and I've got my keywords in here, and you can add up to 10 and then hit save. And every evening, usually around 5:45 or 6 p.m., you'll get an email from us with a list of any new projects that were added in the past day that have those different search terms in them. So that's opportunity matching. A couple other little things. You can go into your preferences. You can change some of the font colors and text sizes and things like that to suit you if you need to. You can go in and update your profile. You can change your contact information, your login information, change your password if you need to. Change your scope of work in here, and that pretty much is the platform. So I just wanted to take a moment just to show you the difference between a free user and a premium user on BidCentral. So a free user can look at the projects, they can look at the bid calendar, and they can set up opportunity matching. Pretty much everything else, including accessing the project documents, being notified of site visits and things like that, looking at pre-bid and awarded projects. These are all things that are available for premium customers. So you can sign up as a premium customer by going to bidcentral.ca and then click on Get an Account. And you can sign up there with your payment information. If you are a member of one of our regional construction associations, as I mentioned, you do get 60% off. So you can click on a link through there, and you can get set up with premium through one of the regional construction associations. Coming up soon, next webinar, we're looking at March the 5th, which will be a Thursday, and at that time we'll be going through the new platform as well. So we'll be showing you the current platform as well as how to get started and set up on the new platform. So you won't want to miss that. And then after that, we'll be doing weekly webinars in March just to help everyone get spun up on how to use the new site and what to expect. And also, we're organizing a Kootenai construction meetup in Cranbrook in the end of April, the end of construction month. So if you guys are out that way, I'd love to meet up with you, maybe buy you a drink or two. And we'll be doing some classroom sessions in there, and also just a general kind of mixer and networking session. So more details about that will be coming soon. If you need to get a hold of me, here's my contact information. You should have my email already, as I've been emailing you about these webinars every month. And I'd just like to take this moment just to thank you all for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or send me an email. I'd be happy to answer them anytime.